So for my first slide, these are stereotypes that each person actually, I wouldn't say every person, but most people want their body to be fit, or I guess that's the stereotype image of what people really like to look like. Now, for a show of hands, can anyone tell me if they think they've gained even a little weight since high school? Right? Okay. Well, I'm going to explain to you. It's called One Set to Failure. It's 30 minutes. You do it 3 times a week, and if you do cardio, you'll be able to see results. It's pretty simple. I've been a personal trainer for about 2 years now, and I train clients, but I also get trained, so I know what they're put through. And I'm going to explain to you not only just like what working out is, but like the benefits out of it, how to work out, how to reach out to the special populations, because a lot of people do have heart conditions, breathing problems, so on and so forth. Now, principles of working out. These are just general reasons why people like to work out. Their health, to look better and feel better, to prevent injury, increase strength, lose weight, increase sports and performance, and see results. Now, the number one reason why most people like to work out is to lose weight. These are some just general facts that I thought were interesting that you guys would like to know. When do we actually start aging? You'd think it actually would start when you go to college, well, at least for women. But from women 14 to 16 years old and men 21 to 25, you actually lose a half a pound of muscle and start gaining a pound and a half in fat, which is insane. And that's actually the model for it. That's your pound and a half of fat, and that's a pound and a half fat, and that's like a half a pound, which is disgusting. Oops, sorry. Okay, now these are just general facts as far as fats and calories, just to realize how much food intake you take a day. A pound of fat is 3,500 calories. And now to lose that weight, to actually do cardio, it takes about 10 minutes to burn 100 calories. A normal person would probably only do cardio about 2 to 4 times a week, which is very rare still, but intense cardio. It's not just walking up and down the street, it's cardio within your heart rate zone. Now, there are many questions as far as benefits of strength training, because there are so many ways to work out. But the way that I train people is based on these benefits of strength training. It increases your muscle strength, size, and endurance. It increases your bone density, your joint flexibility, which is a big thing because since there aren't so many reps, the joints actually don't wear away. It's quick, it's simple. It increases your resting metabolism, increases your heart and lung efficiency. These are just other ones as far as your actual body. You could decrease your lower back pain, your arthritis and osteoporosis problems, reverse diabetes, actually put insulin for type 2 at least, put insulin back into your body, decrease your cholesterol, increase sports performance and strength ligaments and tendons. For the actual intensity, which is what I was explaining before, like it's 1 set to failure, your heart rate zone has to be in a certain zone in order to actually burn these calories quick and easy. So what you would do is take 220 minus your age and then take 70 to 85%, for most of us at least. Special populations is pregnant women, people with heart problems, lung problems, shoulder, and that's considered an intense workout. So it's quick. It takes an hour and a half and you're doing, say, 30 minutes of cardio. You burn the 1,500 calories a week, and that's how you actually start losing weight. Now for muscle fibers, which also have a big part to do with working out, is that when you work out, you have to reach certain muscle fibers. There's actually, which I'm going to explain, 2 types of muscle fibers, type 1, type 2A, and type 2B. They're called slow twitch fibers and fast twitch fibers. And now since you're hitting the intensity level of your heart rate actually hitting its max that it can, which mine goes up to I think 174, my max is 199, that my heart rate can go up to, it tears the muscle fibers. So it starts with the slow twitch and slowly works its way to the faster twitch fibers, which are more difficult to get to when working out. Like I explained, the slow twitch, fast twitch, 2A and 2B. 2B is the hard one to get to. This is also another one as far as strength. This chart explains exactly how the levels of difficulty as far as getting to your actual fiber. Okay. There is 50% type 1 and 50% type 2. As far as the difference between slow twitch and fast twitch, the more slow twitch you have, the more of a marathon runner you are. And the more fast twitch you actually have, more of an elite sprinter. That's why for any of you that have ever played sports, for basketball you might do sprints, but for cross country you're going to run long. They're not going to make you run sprints. And this is as far as the muscle fibers go, it's a depletion of chemical energy. So what's exactly happening is that your muscle fibers are almost tearing apart, which sounds horrible, but there's lactic acid building up in your actual muscle when you're working. So if I was doing a leg extension and working my quads, I would get like a burning sensation, but it goes away as soon as you're off the machine because it's just lactic acid building up from the moment because your muscle fibers are tearing. And this is an actual chart of a fiber. Recruitment graph. It is basically explaining that if I were to take two people and put them on one set to failure, take their maximum weight and make them do 8 to 12 reps for just at one time, and then give them 5 pounds and slowly work their way up, that it's going to take a lot longer and you're not hitting the muscle fibers because every time you have a break, your muscle fibers quickly start to connect back together. So you don't want that break in between exercises. That's why it's the one set to failure. It's easier on your body because you're taking the maximum weight, but you're doing it correctly to the point that you're not going to get hurt or take that hour and a half out of your day to go to the gym when you're doing the same thing in 30 minutes. And like I explained, the one set compared to the multiple sets. The one set's just going to exhaust you quicker. It's going to hit the muscle fibers and it's actually going to build muscle. Not like butchy, like manly muscles for women at least, but it builds muscle quickly. Quicker than if you did multiple sets of lower weights and slowly increase. Because I know, excuse me, I know a lot of guys at the gym that I used to go to like to work from like say 50 pounds and slowly work their way up. Now these are just some of the words that we use when we actually train. It's called a pre-exhaust, post-exhaust, breakdown, super slow, 1 1/4, negative accentuated, negative emphasis. Each of these words, they're just basically terms that we use to either pre-exhaust their muscle or post-exhaust. So for instance, there's things called compound exercises, which you're working more than one muscle, and then you're doing an isolation exercise, which you're just working one muscle. So the pre-exhaustion would be an isolation muscle into a compound, whereas the post-exhaust would be a compound exercise into an isolation. Breakdowns, super slows, and 1 1/4s are usually meant for men or very strong women because you're taking heavier weights and making them do it so slow to the point that their muscles exhaust to the point that they're shaking by the time they're off the machine, but they walk off as if they didn't even work out. Now this is just a simple routine, like I said. The leg extension is an isolation, and then you go right into a leg press. Ooh, touched it. And then again, right back into an iso. And you never want to do 2 isolations or 2 compounds in a row. Well, more than 2 compounds or 2 isos, and that's the reason why you have the I and the C to actually figure out where your pre and post are, your isos and your compounds, so you know exactly what you're doing. Oh, jeez. And this is for the special populations, youth, pregnancy, diabetes, seniors, heart disease, hypertension, lower back pain, and shoulder pain. Those are just the people that we make special routines for, and this is just a different routine. For somebody with a shoulder problem, they would do shrugs. They would have to do pullover, which is a machine that goes actually over your head. They would have to limit their range of motion. May potentially have problems on chest press and dips. And with that, I hope that I have informed you on how to actually work out and keep it safe and quick, which is nice considering that most of us don't have so much time to actually work out, and I'm sure summer season's coming soon, so we'd like to get off the fat